Welcome to the Endless Honeymoon Podcast.
Hi, it's me. It's Moshe, and today is my birthday.
Happy birthday, honey.
And I got the greatest gift that I could have possibly asked for my birthday.
What is it?
The birth of our nation was 2 days ago, and my wife came back from doing her time in county jail.
It did feel like I was in a small prison cell.
Actually, we do have a major announcement to make. The whole Atlanta cooking show thing that Natasha, we said, was doing. You know how sometimes people do like plastic surgery and they say like, I'm going on vacation, and really they get a nose job and they go like just stay at home for like 3 weeks. That was kind of what was happening with Natasha, but it wasn't plastic surgery. Recently, and I don't know if you're comfortable with me talking about this, Tosh. Well, recently Natasha was picked up for a petty shoplifting charge, and so she was in county for 3.5 weeks. And
why did they send me to county in Atlanta?
It wasn't Atlanta in this world.
Oh, okay.
This was in the Los Angeles County Jail.
Well, I had to quarantine for 10 days in a corporate kind of apartment, and it actually kind of felt like I was in like a Bernie Madoff jail.
Oh, like a extreme low security prison?
Yes, because I wasn't supposed to walk outside. There was like one small balcony facing another person.
You were
that
about
always smelled like cigarettes.
You were about to film 10 episodes of a TV show. All the similarities were there.
Right, but I'm just saying I couldn't leave. And then it felt like, oh, this must be like when they put like those like white collar criminals. Because it was a form of a prison cell.
I don't think it was, honey.
A fancy one. Not being able to walk outside. Come on, that's a prison.
Yeah, that's true. Did you ever, by the way, walk outside? Did you do that every single day? Every day, Natasha would FaceTime me, and I'd be like, where are you? She'd be like, oh, I'm on a walk. I'm like, well, aren't you supposed to be quarantining? She's like, yeah, but you know what? No one's checking, and I'm walking.
Moshe.
Oh, I shouldn't say that?
Well, I mean,
it's
I
over
would
now.
Go outside with a mask, and I'm vaccinated. I think I'm fine.
I think you're fine, too.
Not going indoors anywhere.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm glad to be home.
I'm glad you're back.
It was so fun to see my daughter. She just kept screaming my name, Mommy, and we just kept saying Mommy and hi at the same time, and she was so happy.
Yeah, that was cute. You know what else was cute was later that night. You know what I'm saying? Well, we used our splash towel. Where is it?
We got a sex blanket.
Where is it? It's we actually got it sent. Apparently, we're being heavily featured on their website, which I don't know if I wanted to be the spokesperson for a squirt blanket, but
yeah, maybe we could not be the spokespeople for this, but I'm not gonna lie, we have not used it yet.
Oh, look, it's like a really nice blanket for a dog. That's very sweet. Oh, look, he looks like a count right now.
You know what? I think this might be nice.
It's a piss pad, which is all that squirting is anyway. It's just a big piss.
Wait, squirting? It's pee pee?
We've talked about this on the podcast before. No, people say no. But apparently the science is unclear as to what actually squirt is.
It's probably
Yeah, no one. They don't know for sure. There's a big debate of whether or not squirting is pee.
If I squirted, I would know
whether it was pee or not.
Yeah.
Well, it's like that, like pre-pee. You know how there's like pre-cum? It's like pre-pee. It's like
pee.
not stanky.
Pre-pee.
It's like sweet. It's like sugar water.
Okay, well, happy birthday, honey.
And happy birthday, America. I will tell you this. While Natasha was out of town, I came home one day and my child, or I was upstairs at work and the nanny was downstairs, and I came downstairs and both of them had like big American flags, and they were singing "You're a Grand Old Flag" to the flag, and I was like, I say to the nanny, I'm like, this isn't exactly our vibe. I mean, I don't know if I'm against it, but I'm not for it.
Hey, our kid and the nanny are really into holidays. They got really into Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Flag Day, or 4th of July. Why not?
I know Natasha treated it like it was a conversation about like sex or abortion. She's like, I don't know. When I called you and I was like, I don't know. They're singing the fucking grand old flag with their hand on their heart, pledging allegiance. She's like, I'm just glad the nanny talked to her about it so I don't have to. It's
well, I don't know what I mean. I'm not really trying to answer a 3-year-old's question
about the foundation
America
of
and
the colonial state of America.
Right, why we're doing fireworks, and so
So then the next
And then
day,
we woke up today and the air pollution's bad. She couldn't go. They sent an email out at school that the kids have to wear masks outside
because of the fireworks.
Because of all the fireworks.
Well,
it's poor air quality.
I put a very, very strongly worded post on Nextdoor for our neighborhood saying, for our pets and our vets, for fires, we need to stop this behavior. And I think that next 4th of July, the fireworks will probably finally stop. Anyway, the next day, after they were doing like You're a Grand Old Flag and America the Beautiful or whatever, the nanny's like, I think you want to take her to a baseball game. I think she'd really like to go to a baseball game. I'm like, what do you think? We should go shopping at an indoor mall next? Like, should we deep fry some Twinkies? I go, we are beatniks. We're alternative lifestyle people.
You told the nanny that?
Yeah, I said, you know what we use when we get cold at night? It's squirt blankets. Do we seem like the kind of people that go to baseball games and sing You're a Grand Old Flag? Anyway, actually, it is kind of a good idea to go to a baseball game. I think I'm going to take her to a Dodgers game, even though I don't care about the sport of baseball.
Can I come?
Ooh, it's kind of a
I've never been.
daddy kind of a thing. Yeah, come along. I'll buy you a Dodger dog.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, that is one thing about baseball in general. Even though it's a bit of a boring sport, it's like a fun activity. It's kind of quirky Americana. And if there's one thing I love, it's the United States of America. You're a grand old flag, you're a high-flying flag, and you made away.
Is that what they were singing? No, I'm sorry, that does sound kind of cute, though. Marching through the hallways singing that?
With a flag. I know.
Well,
she also did ask me, our child recently, how did the Americans end up here? Is America not just an extension of the British Empire's colonial aspirations? Are we not just simply another footprint on the native people's sovereign territory? What right do we have to be here? And what right do we have to claim that American exceptionalism is exceptional when it was built on the backs of other people's labor and of stolen land? Then she went on to say it's similar to the taking of the subcontinent in Southeast Asia, and the British Empire's deconstruction of itself is merely an excuse for it to continue its colonial aspirations under the auspices of not being in control of a people's while still taking advantage of their natural resources and their financial windfalls. She said, in fact, the people of Algeria, when they rose up against their French oppressors, provided a framework for future revolution, and one man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter. So I don't know. It does seem like she's getting quite an education. I said, honestly, I'm just a comedian and I don't comment on stuff like that. And then I locked her in a room and I didn't feed her for 4 days. So I think she loves America, and that's pretty beautiful. America, America, it's my birthday today. It's my birthday. What are you going to do for me for my birthday?
It's a surprise.
By which you mean nothing. You better have baked me a fucking cake or got me... if you don't remember Cakegate, Chocolate Cakegate, you aren't planning anything. And you know what? I don't care. It's the hypocrisy that bothers me. I don't need a gift. I don't need a cake. All I need is a high five in the morning and a military salute to our troops who need to not have fireworks.
Okay, well, let's take a call.
Let's do it. Now we're going to call the one and only Cassidy in Boise, Idaho.
Have you been to Boise?
I have. It's a beautiful place. Cassidy, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Well, Cassidy, it's my birthday.
Happy birthday!
Thank you so much.
We just celebrated all my best friends' birthdays on Saturday.
Is there anything being planned in Boise for my birthday? Have you noticed any change in the air?
No.
Weird.
Unfortunately.
Sorry, honey.
I'll definitely have a drink for you, though.
Thank you. Yeah.
Isn't it David Bowie's birthday too?
I know Madonna and I share a birthday.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe my brother shares a birthday. No, Sylvester Stallone. Cassidy, you look pretty young. Do you know who Sylvester Stallone is?
It sounds really familiar.
Do you know what Rocky is?
No.
Rambo?
That sounds familiar too.
Oh, Cassidy. My Lord.
Ask her how many different seasons of Star Trek she knows about, hun.
Well, have you watched Star Trek: The Next Generation?
No.
Hey, listen, I think, honestly, for my birthday, I would appreciate it if you watch all 11 seasons of Star Trek: The Next Generation. I think it would really help you.
I'll get right on that today.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, Cassidy, how can we help you?
Okay, you guys, you're not going to believe this.
I bet we will.
I'm pretty sure, I'm like 90% sure my roommate is douching in our shared shower.
What makes you...
Wait, Pete, I've never done that.
douching? It just seems like a... Actually, it's funny that you don't know who Sylvester Stallone and Rocky and Rambo is, because douching feels like a
It's like what our moms did.
a behavior from that era.
It's like squirting vinegar up your vagina, right?
Basically, except it's with a boy. He's a dude.
Oh, so is he gay?
Yes.
Oh, that makes a little bit more sense.
Oh, they do it in their butt?
They clean it out. They like with women, it was like a systemic misogynistic oppression thing. Like your vagina doesn't smell good, make it smell better for a man. It was all fake, and it's actually bad for women. But for gay men, it's like they have a functional reason. They're up there squirting and cleansing.
Okay, but still, I don't think you want shit water in your bathtub.
Shit vinegar water. Get it clear.
So wait,
No, I absolutely do not.
what are the reasons? Like, why do you think he's doing it?
What kind of clues? Is there like a little brown like Hansel and Gretel trail to his bedroom or what?
Basically, so I went to go take a shower. So I like heard him take a shower, and I was like, okay, like I'm taking a shower after. I open the shower curtain, and there's like brown spots.
Oh my God. Are you kidding?
Yeah. So I texted him, and I was like, hey, is there poop in our shower?
And
he said, no, it's dog poop.
why?
And then how many other times have you seen this?
Like 4 or 5 this year.
Wait a minute. You
I
four
think it's enough, you know?
You 4 or 5 times come into the shower and seen little dribbles of doo-doo stank? Is that for real?
Yes. I was like, maybe it's just like a face mask or something, but just the way that it like smelled in the shower too. I was
I'm
like,
sorry.
Wait, Natasha's gagging actually. Wow, this is crazy. A face mask would...
I can't.
You can't deal with this?
like a mud mask, you know?
Yeah, but a mud mask that smells like shit, like human shit. Are you okay, Natasha?
Do you have one of those curtains? Is
No.
that the deal? Like, I just want to know what's it made up out of?
What
in
are
the
you talking
shower?
about? Oh, the shower.
Where's the shit?
It's like on the shower walls and like kind of on the shower curtain.
So he's like so he's like in there shoving a douche in his ass and then just like leaning up against the wall like a woman giving birth at a public mall when she wasn't expecting to. So he's just like, "Eee!" And it's just like gabloosh. And he's trying, you know what? He's trying to, he's probably trying to adjust the shower head to wash it off, but you probably need a more articulating shower head that comes down a little more.
I have a few practical questions. Hold on.
Natasha's falling apart with this question right now.
So, how is his cleanliness in general with Keith doing his side of the chores?
Good
Does
question.
he do stuff?
it is terrible.
Okay.
So he's like not the worst human being ever, but he's pretty messy. Like
So
one
he's
time
he's a dirty little
he
pig.
shaved his, what was that?
He's a dirty little pig.
Kind of, yes. So one time he shaved his pubes into the toilet and then just like left it.
Okay. All right. You know what I mean? Here's the thing. Like, you basically know what it's like now to be a wife and
No, she doesn't.
deal with a man's gross beard hair, pube hair, shit water,
You've never.
piss. I just got home from a month, and Moshe, the toilets, like, they had not been flushed in a while.
What are you talking about?
Wow.
It's psychotic. That's not true. Natasha's trying to do a little roast session.
No, I think sometimes.
You're right, though. It's nice to live with women where they have like one.
No, sometimes women are pigs too.
No, it's nice. Once in a while, you'll just see like a blood saturated wad of cotton floating around your house. It's a nice little thing.
True.
Okay, here's the thing. I think you just need to. I mean, I'm planning on having one of these talks with Moshe soon. You know, I think you need to have a talk.
It is true. She did bring. It's so funny you bring this up because she said yesterday. She's like, someday soon we're gonna have a talk about the 4 to 5 times of dribbled shit water I found splashed on the walls of our shower.
No, but you have like full bottles full of used toothpicks. Like, hanging
Honey.
around. I'm just saying.
Honey.
I'm saying. Okay, no, here's my advice. Here's my advice.
I've asked you like 90 times not to talk about that.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, here's all I'm saying is I think sometimes you have to have a talk with people. Has nothing to do with gender. Just have a talk sometimes with your roommate if you have different levels of what you're comfortable with, with cleanliness. Because to me, there's like a line that people can cross, and it's like maybe not doing the dishes, whatever. But a lot of times with like personal hygiene, I think it's important to have like expectations with what you expect from people.
Hold on. Let me just jump in here. This woman, Cassidy, our friend, calls in and says that she suspects her roommate is shitting in the shower and shaved his pubic hair and left it floating atop the toilet like an island of tuft hair. And your response was, that reminds me of you, Moshe. I'm going to have a similar talk. This is not a case of men. Your roommate is a slob. He's nasty.
I want to be like, can you like pack your things, please?
What do you mean?
You want to kick him out?
I just want him to move out.
Oh, yeah, right.
Oh, okay. Well, I was going to say, here's the thing. You should have a conversation with him and you have to say, listen, what's your expectations with the rent? Because it sounds like you're in control, right?
Yeah.
So ask him what his what's his deal? You can say, I might be changing, what I'm doing. I might.
Natasha
I might
always
have a friend moving in.
Natasha always tells a lie when the truth will do. That's
I'm
your
just
strategy.
saying, like you want to make sure it's
she
her
doesn't
apartment,
have a friend moving in. That's something you just made up.
but she doesn't want to live with him anymore.
Yeah, so maybe say that. I think the time. Are you the lease lord? Isn't that a weird phrase, by the way?
The lease lord. I lord the lease.
Are you in charge?
No, I mean, I found the house and I found all these roommates to move in. So you could technically I am. Like I have the most say, I feel like.
How doable is it living with him? Are you like, absolutely, this has to end, or?
I mean, I think if he didn't douche in our shower and like leave pubes everywhere, I could live with him. Like he's not bad.
Maybe just say that. How about a real conversation?
And you can, and then if he's not that bad and you don't really want him to go, you can say, listen, I think that I know that we're all different levels of cleanliness and, we're all working together and living together, but there's a few things that kind of cross the line for me. And you can tell him that the douche thing for sure. I think that you need to get a spray bottle of like some eucalyptus spray, and you need to like.
I would say you need more than eucalyptus.
Tell him he needs to like not do that or clean it or like go to a spa or something.
I don't think eucalyptus is the solution to biohazard. I think you might need some Lysol or bleach. Another thing I would recommend is I have this blanket here.
Oh yeah.
Maybe you could put this squirt. It's called a layer. And they sent us one, and this looks like it could fit in a shower pretty easily, and then he could just squat and gobble right over this thing.
I'll leave him your discount code.
Oh, yeah, I don't think we have a discount code, but we'll send you ours
We'll get
because
one.
we like to have raw squirt on our sheets, and so this isn't going to work for us.
But honestly, Cassidy, I think it's important to like I think it's nice to come out of the pandemic saying what you want, like I feel like there's some new levels of like boundary setting I would like to set. We've just had a year of like thinking about things.
This is another passive aggressive comment to me.
No, I'm just saying like what's wrong with saying that to someone?
No, 100%.
I like, living with you. You always start with a compliment, but a few things are a deal breaker for me, and like any kind of personal hygiene stuff. Like I noticed once, like if you're going to shave your pubes or whatever, it's like those kind of things are important.
Now, have you ever talked to him about this stuff? Or is it always just like not quite saying what you want, but going like, is this your shit? Is this by any chance your human shit? You're never going like, this is gross. I know what this is. What's going on? This is unacceptable.
Yeah. I don't think I have, just because I don't want to make him feel like uncomfortable.
Sure.
Because I mean, like, I feel like it's a pretty like vulnerable thing to be like taking care of yourself.
Yeah, but it's
right in your own space. Like we share this space together, but it also like is also his space.
It's not vulnerable at all. It's not like he's like some sensitive flower. You want to know what you do? I've never done this before, but I could tell you what you would do if you needed to douche and clean out your insides to get ready for a good reman. You do it over the toilet. You stick your hand in, you pop it in, squish, and then you gabloosh into the toilet. You don't
it's
need
more comfortable for him to do it in the shower.
But that ain't important.
That's not fair because it's a shared space.
Because you have a receptacle in. I don't know what Boise's like, but I think you guys all have a receptacle where shit is actually. It's designed to accept human shit. Yes.
And I think that just knowing that there's lines that he can't cross, and it'd be really interesting because what if he stopped doing it? You know, I think that would be a cool lesson for you and asking for what you want, and a cool lesson for him learning how to be around
Douche
people.
appropriately.
And also, if he keeps doing it, now you have a perfect excuse to say, you know, I think in 2 months, yeah,
that's it. You got to give him the old one strike.
Okay.
You know. And it's July. It's July. Pride week. Pride month is over. It's time. Yeah, it's time to move on. It's time for him to get it together. He had all of Pride to get cleaned out and to dribble all over your shower, but now it's time. Now it's America's month.
Okay, well, good luck, Cassidy. Keep
Thanks,
us posted, and I really hope for a shit-free shower.
Amen.
Because you don't want to gag in the shower.
Yeah, may you have a shit-free July.
I want to be using my shower, you know.
And honestly, it'd be good for him because if he doesn't learn this lesson now.
And also schedule it. Ask him if he has a minute to talk.
Yeah.
This in the next couple days, and make time for it, and make it private so it doesn't embarrass him in front of other people.
And one thing you could do if he won't stop is try to spy on him in the shower. Put like a Ring camera in there, and when you see him doing it, run in with a large cork or butt plug, pop it in there, and don't let it out like a Saw, like the Saw movies, which I'm sure you are familiar with. Don't let the plug out until he agrees to never again do it in the shower, and then at that point you release, and the relief he'll associate with his commitment, and at that point he'll change his behavior.
Okay, good luck, Cassidy.
Yeah, thanks.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
That was pretty funny.
That was pure lesson in growing up. I do think that there is something to that. I almost said that to her. When you're young, it's very difficult to muster the commitment to have an uncomfortable conversation where you set a real boundary. So you keep like dancing in these weird ways around things that are unacceptable, and then you let it fester and fester and fester, and then the way that it finally expresses itself is in a huge immature fight, right? Where you can confront something head on without emotion and solve a problem before it becomes an emergency. And that's what clearly that's what was going on here. They're all young. He's young. He's probably still figuring his body out and how it works. And he's gross because he's young. And she doesn't want to say like, I have boundaries, but all it requires is one real conversation. And I cannot believe you compared me to the dribbling bandit, the dribbling booty bandit.
Okay, well, maybe we should take some secrets.
Let's do it. Let's hear some secrets.
I want to take some.
Let's take it.
Hi, Natasha and Moshe. I have a secret, one that I'm really sad about and kind of ashamed of. My boyfriend of 5 years and I have, we recently watched the Netflix special, Bo Burnham Inside, and I had a very visceral reaction to it. And my boyfriend just kind of thought it was funny and good, but I wanted to talk to him about it and like really dig into it. And I realized like intellectually we're not matched, and I don't know why. I'm just realizing this after 5 years. But it's gotten to the point where now I'm thinking like I deserve Bo Burnham, and I've become extremely pretentious, I think. And I don't know why. He's a doctor. My boyfriend, so he's very smart. So yeah, I feel like I'm better than him because I connected with Bo Burnham's special, and I feel like an asshole, but whatever. I thought it was, I don't care that he's a doctor. That's all. Bye.
All right, so Bo was talking about things in his special that maybe were a little heavier or deeper than you can go with the doctor, and now you're like, oh my God, I'm just realizing that my husband's kind of a normie when it comes to a lot of stuff, even though he's smart, and I kind of want to fuck Bo Burnham.
Well, I mean, anybody watching that special would have wanted to fuck him. He was definitely doing like a I'm hot kind of like
his hair
sultry,
looked good, long
hair, Jesus Christ, good body.
I wouldn't say he was doing a sultry thing.
He was using his sexuality, and it was
right. Men don't like that special. Men with
I loved it. What do you
girlfriends
mean?
and wives don't like that special as much as women.
That is not true. I fucked Bo that night. I drove to his place. I did. I douched up, dribbled out, got in the car, and banged over to Bose. Here's what I would say. I mean,
He definitely looked good, and I could see how the boyfriend also is like, why are you bringing that up? I don't really want to talk about him.
here's what I think of that secret. While it might be a harbinger of a doom in your relationship and that you finally figured out that you're intellectually incompatible, it also might be, Bo's special and its ilk were very, artistic and kind of emo, and that might not be the kind of stuff that hits your doctor boyfriend where it hurts. Like, intellectual compatibility isn't based on one thing. Like, I had a friend who he had this like test where he would go out with women, and he was often dating young women, and he would ask them if they knew who David Lynch was, and if they didn't, he'd be like, I'm never dating her again. And I always thought that was stupid. It's obviously stupid because it's like it's one widget of information.
What if they didn't know who Rocky was?
Well, that's just being young, I guess. But I'm saying, like, okay, he might be intellectually incompatible with you, but also it might just be that this particular kind of thing isn't his thing. I think there's more information to be found.
Well, you could also examine it like, sometimes something can happen, a pandemic,
It's
and
true.
then you see something and it can like shift you in a way where you, especially when you get married young, like, maybe you guys don't see the world in the same way. Like maybe he, because that special definitely had like a dark edge to it. And, maybe he's not like a big critical thinker, or maybe he just thinks everything's going to be fine. And then he's like really good at
Or maybe
science.
Maybe it's just one special and it wasn't his thing. I mean, I loved it, but I don't need other
but
people to
she's
love
kind
it.
of starting to realize that she's like her boyfriend, her husband's superior.
Inferior.
No, that she's his superior.
Right. Well, all I'm saying is don't make that decision based upon one stand-up comedy special. Explore it, because there's an old Jewish saying.
Yes.
It says, when it comes to divorcing a doctor, never do it in haste. That's all I'm saying. Wait and see. Watch a Truffaut film and see what he thinks of that before you decide
Yeah,
you're
and-
so much smarter than this doctor, or you go back to work at the Piggly Wiggly.
Yeah, and also, you can always have friends for that stuff, and you can try to make the most of it.
Well, like
he is a doctor. He's gone a lot. That's always nice.
Yeah, last night I tried to watch The Tomorrow War with Natasha, and she was like, this is really stupid. And I was like, oh, okay, I get it. Natasha is not my intellectual equal. She doesn't understand that these future aliens, the white spikes, have a time-traveling war with the people of the past in a movie that barely makes any sense.
Here's the problem with what you're saying right now, Moshe. She said like 2 or 3 times that she had a visceral reaction to the special.
Yeah.
So she's not wanting to talk about it intellectually. She's saying she had like this cataclysmic like change in her after
She was juicing. I got it.
She just wanted
She
to
got
fuck
moist.
Bo.
Yeah. It's like, fine. All right, shall we hear another secret?
Okay.
Hi, Natasha. Hi, Moshe. I have a secret. So I am 26 years old. I have been sexually active for about 10, 11 years. And
50.
I'm just now finding out that I have never come until this week. And that is all thanks to you guys. You guys played an ad for Dame, and my boyfriend was away for the summer, so I was feeling spendy and bought a vibrator, and my life has changed. And that's when I realized that I have never come until now. I've been having 10 years of poor sex, and now I can't stop masturbating like a 13-year-old boy. Anyway, thanks.
That's amazing.
I agree. I mean, it just makes me think any woman out there listening who is like, I've never had an orgasm, or I'm not sure.
She didn't even know she didn't have one.
Right. That's how.
Get a vibrator.
Just buy one of our vibrators.
Well, they're not our vibrators.
Well, we have a promo code.
But I've used Dame. And here's the thing, too.
You have?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've used the Piggly
Wiggly?
Is
The butt douche?
No, but here's the thing about it. You can use it during sex is what I'm trying to say. You can like bring it along.
Yeah.
So don't just like hog it and never want to like be with your boyfriend either.
Yeah. You can incorporate it into the sex act and make it kind of hot. Like it's not I don't think unless you're the people you're having sex with are like idiots that the boys will be like, I don't like that. They'll be like, that's hot. But anyway, whatever on that. How crazy is it that there's some ad that we read on this podcast created this woman's journey into the second chapter of her sexuality, where it's like about her and her pleasure. I think that's so cool. I mean, I think it's always been a trip to me. I was trying to write stand up about it a long time ago about how like there's the percentage of women in the world that go through life never having had an orgasm. It's so crazy, and when it's possible, and they have stuff that makes it easy. Dame.
Well, get your dame. And
hey, we should send this to Dame and get them to re-up our ad buys, because there's no better advertisement for Dame products than they heard it here on the Endless Honeymoon and they figured out what coming felt like. Dame.
I wonder if that's the first orgasm we've been responsible for from a listener.
From a listener, because a host, you've said a couple of things on here that I straight up blasted during the pod, but I'm very silent when I do it.
All right, well, why don't we take another call? Okay, let's call Annie in Brooklyn.
Oh my gosh, hi guys.
How you doing?
Good.
Hey Annie, it's my birthday.
Is it really?
It is, yeah.
Happy birthday, Moshe.
Thank you. Let me ask you a question. Is the community of Brooklyn doing anything? Have you noticed for my birthday?
I'm not technically there currently.
I see.
But I'm at a party right now, so yes.
Really?
We're at a 4th of July observed party currently.
Okay. And you stole away to go record a podcast real quick?
I was like, I got important things to take care of.
Wait, I'm very curious because this sounds like fun. It's like a fete or something. Like this is like a 3-day party?
Well, so a friend of mine has like a place with a pool upstate, and I get to take advantage of it. And there's other people here now.
Hell yeah.
But I'm just staying for a couple days with some gal pals and helping kind of take care of a baby in the mix. But
it does sound like a party. Now that you explain it.
I'm on the outer circle of the childcare part, so
you're like, fine, I'll sleep in the attic, but just don't like bother me too much.
Yeah, no.
I'm gonna be hungover.
I'm still not gonna help until I've had a couple cups of coffee.
When you said upstate baby, I was like, yeah, that's a party.
There's a pool.
Yeah, a pool.
There's
okay,
a pool.
fine.
There's a pool. I
Sounds
am in
good.
the child's nap room though, so I might get kicked out at some point so she can go back to.
All right, let's get to it then. Why'd you contact us?
Well, this is awesome. Thank you so much. I'm very excited and a little nervous, but I started dating this nice young man kind of towards the end of lockdown. Did some of the COVID dating weirdness of like, we're going to FaceTime before we meet and, go on a couple of outdoor dates, walking through a park when there's still snow on the ground and all that weird in between stuff. And then finally got to like hang out in person and get to know each other, like at the end of spring, beginning of summer. Whole time very communicative, really sweet guy. But he was coming out of an engagement. So I kind of knew from the get-go it wasn't like necessarily like, all right, off to the races. And so we've since like stopped seeing each other. I think he was sensing I was like ready to like, have a boyfriend and
boyfriend observed.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I felt like proud of myself for taking it slow and kind of just being like, whatever, it's chill. We're just having fun.
He could smell it though, huh?
He'll smell it. He was really cool and nice about it. He wasn't, no fuckboy behavior. Very sweet. Like it was one of the more amicable breakups I've ever had. But the trouble with that is usually I can find something kind of like, all right, well, it didn't work out because that guy was a dick or XYZ. Not
You
meant
still
to
like
be.
him.
I still like him. I still like him. And I don't know. I know like it's like whatever, time heals all wounds kind of thing. But I'm just kind of curious if you guys feel like there's ever a situation where there is a way to like leave a window of opportunity open for when the timing is better. Cause I do feel like the situation is very situational, if that makes sense. But I also don't, I feel like I'm still kind of bargaining,
You're trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. You're like, oh, maybe he is kind of still interested,
Yeah.
and he might be a little bit, but what I would suggest is like getting a pad of paper and just trying to remember everything like that you really don't like about him. And like,
but that's the thing. I don't have any. I don't.
Yeah, no, there's probably something he did.
Wait, so hold on. Let me jump in. Why did you break up? Because he wasn't ready to commit because he still had residual stuff from his engagement, and you were like, I want something serious, so I'm going to move on?
Well, it wasn't even that I wanted something serious. I just kind of wanted to keep hanging out and with the possibility of it becoming serious. And it's residual stuff from engagement and like family member with cancer, like healthy mental health. Like I'm going to take some time. I'm not ready. I'm not going to be a good boyfriend.
But he broke it off with you.
He broke it off. Yes.
But he wasn't offering that you guys could keep it casual.
No.
Either.
And then what indication do you have that he's still in? No, and I'm sorry if this is harsh.
No, it's not.
What indication do you have that he's still interested in you?
I don't have any.
It's in her head.
It's in your head.
It's a hope.
So you're asking.
It's a hope that like maybe things will be different down the line. Yeah.
You're asking whether or not you can keep mental space open and for a future rekindling from a man that broke it off with you and hasn't given you any indication that he wants that.
I knew. I was trying to figure out how to set it up in a way that's not the first thing that you say.
That's why my advice is good.
Yeah. I didn't say it was bad. Yeah, I mean,
you have to start thinking of the things that are, or try to just imagine him shitting his pants. Like if he ever almost went to a place or you ever heard anything kind of negative about him, just try to like when you think about him, just say, you wish him the best. And think about the qualities that he had that you really liked. Because one quality he had that you really didn't like, that I wouldn't like as a woman, is
being engaged.
He just doesn't seem like he's like that into it. You know what I mean? And like,
no, totally.
And that might be kind of his personality. And like, that might not work for you. Like, it's never fun to be in a relationship with someone who can never quite go there. You always feel anxious. So it's like, think about all the cool things you did like about him too, if you can't think of anything negative, and then think of the person who you're going to meet who's going to like actually have the big thing he was missing.
That's so good, Tosh.
Maybe down the line he might come back, who knows, but it's probably not going to happen.
But don't necessarily take up energy like leaving space for that.
Well,
that's why I'm saying like take the psychic space from him, like think about what that is that you loved, you liked about him.
I think that's so spot on.
And you live in fucking Brooklyn, there's somebody else like that.
Yeah.
He's not that special.
Well, this is what I think Natasha's advice is spot on. Find the things you liked about him and then say, let me go find someone out there that has all of those things, plus the small detail of they really like me the same as I like them, because you deserve a partner that has all of the things, not just like he's so good, everything about him was perfect except he wasn't interested in me, right? Like that's not so like and then what I was hearing was you were like, well, isn't it okay if I leave a space open for a future where maybe it's rekindled? What is it that makes you think that you have to plan for that? If it is possible in the abstract future that he'll come back around, you'll be single, you'll fall back in love with him, he'll fall in love with you, and you'll connect. Why do you have to now do anything to prepare for that. If the destiny that you guys are fated for, then that would happen. You don't need to make a decision to set up for that. You can just live your life.
And you got a cool special experience. You got to like open yourself up beyond what you would really feel comfortable doing the Zoom dates,
Right.
and like walking 6 feet apart in the winter. You know, you were kind of going there for the spirit of it. And, you know, that's kind of a cool memory. And maybe his openness to it also is something you also want in someone, you know, like I like that.
Yeah. As my great aunt Maya Angelou once said, when someone tells you who they are, believe them. I mean, he's told you who he is. He's cool and awesome and also not available. So wouldn't you like someone that's cool and awesome and available? That seems like a better fit. I say no mental space for that man. Move along.
Can I ask a follow-up, like, dating advice in general question to that?
Tosh, what do you think? Can she?
It depends. Does that baby have to go to bed in that nursery soon?
No. I'm not getting any indication.
Okay,
yet.
yes,
Well, we'll send you the Venmo of our producer, and you'll have to pay the fee twice. But yeah,
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, and I just want to thank all of our guests for paying $1,000 to
$1,000 per question.
So,
Yes, that is pretty awesome.
Well worth it.
Yeah, what's the question?
No, I guess I am kind of like curious about dating people who are sober, or I myself like trying to drink less while dating. It kind of feels like this baseline thing that's like making things like not harder, but it's just sort of like it feels like a lot to constantly be putting yourself out there, and then like having a date involve needing to go out for drinks. And I'm kind of curious, like, how you guys did it at the beginning, and like Moshe, well, I guess both of you, but like how to do things interestingly with a brand new person,
Without drinks.
take the pressure off without the alcohol being a part of it.
So is that important to you that there isn't alcohol involved?
It's not important to me, but I think it would help me open up my like radius of people a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. It's hard for me to answer that question personally because all of my dating has been done sober. So I don't have a context for how useful alcohol can be in the dating world. I'm aware of it. People go out for drinks, they lubricate themselves, they feel like, you know, their guard is let down, but I just had to figure out a way to let my guard down without that. And so I don't know.
I do feel like a lot of people are trying to drink less, I'm sure. But so it's like, even if you do end up going out for drinks, it's like, how does the other person handle it? Are they trying to keep the party going and like getting wasted? Or are they like you and they're like, okay, maybe we could go like transition this to something else now, you know? Like,
yeah.
I think walks are really cool. I think going on a long walk is like, you know, you could, it's
you live in fucking New York. It's the king of the long walk.
You could like, and then you can get to, you know, if you want to do something spontaneous, you can.
What about
you're in New York, so you could like go into a place or something.
Yeah, you could go down have you ever been to Times Square?
Oh, and if it doesn't work out,
Times Square rules. Like there's all these billboards.
If it doesn't work out, you get your exercise.
Exactly. It's a double win.
Point. That's really good. That's good.
And then, you know, if you don't have enough to like carry the relationship in common, then you don't want to sit and talk with them anyway. Exactly.
I have a suggestion. Are you on apps? Is that how you find these men?
I am, yes.
So why not just look up a keyword sober? Find a couple sober guys who are actually sober, who they don't drink. Go out with them. And then you'll know, oh, this is what it's like to date sober. Like, by the way, don't tell them, oh, yeah, I've been looking up sober people as a social experiment to figure out what.
It would be nice. Wait, but are there do people say they're sober
I'm sure,
on apps?
Absolutely, I'm sure.
Well, that's kind of why I thought of this question was like, there's been several people who've kind of popped up for me, and I'm like, oh, it says they don't drink. And I kind of get this like initial panic of like, well, what are we going to do then?
Yeah, right.
I have an idea too.
Yeah.
I think that should not be the criteria.
Yeah.
Drink. It sounds like, I mean, if you were like, no, I have to be with a sober person. I'm in sobriety. You know, it's been hard for me, or, you know, it's a challenge. So that would make my life so much easier. Then yeah, maybe stick to that. But it sounds like you should just be open, you know, and.
But all I'm saying is if you find a few sober guys and go out and let them do the planning, they'll plan it, and then you'll figure out what that feels like. That's all I've ever done dating wise. It's never been about going to drinks. And having been a sober person for this long, I in my years of dating, I encountered a few women who were so dependent on alcohol. And I don't mean they were alcoholics. I mean they had a psychological association with dating and drinking, or sex and drinking, that it made me uncomfortable. They were uncomfortable being
just
intimate
being themselves,
or being themselves in a dating situation without getting a cocktail or drink. And I was like, that always felt weird to me. So now it's, it's maybe it could be a cool experiment. Find a sober guy, say, let's go out and let him plan it, and then you'll figure out what it's like.
Well, we're also approaching summer, and like I lived in New York like a long time ago, so you could always like grab any kind of like paper and just kind of scour it and circle everything cool, and then you'd have it in front of you, and then you would remember when things were. But I know now it's all on your phone, and you kind of forget to like find out.
Are you recommending that she take out the classifieds and highlight so that it's a Woody Allen film?
No, because you used to be able to tell like if there was like a movie in the park, and like it would organize it by area, and then you could find all the outdoor activities that would be happening. You'd be like, oh my God, there's this type of music festival in Central Park at that time, or there could be some cool outdoor stuff. How do you find that? Can someone tell us how you find that now? Like,
yeah, I actually can. No, I can. There's this really cool thing that took the place of a lot of these newspapers, which is, it's like, I guess, called the World Wide Web.
No, but how do you Google, like, you just say top 10 things to do in New York this weekend? But then it's like you don't have time to plan or get I guess you could say top 10 outdoor things to do in Manhattan this summer.
Natasha, do you think it's only top 10 lists?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out, like there's Shakespeare in the Park. Like there's
you would go to Google and go Shakespeare in the Park.
I know, but you have to get all this stuff in advance, and sometimes there's things that you might want to go to that you would have never thought of. That's the problem with the fucking internet. Why are you making me seem so stupid? Listen,
I'm not making you seem stupid.
I want someone to give me ideas. Like I want someone to give me ideas, especially if I'm trying to date people. I'm like, what kind of things would be fun to like go out? I could bring a girlfriend.
I mean, literally, you
meet people.
Yeah, you can literally Google fun things to do in New York.
All right. Well, I'm just saying, I loved like keeping track of like what the month would look like and what could be some fun things to like invite the right person to.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. What did you guys do on your first few dates? Like, or was it different because you guys had friends in common and it was more just like hanging out and casual?
Well, Natasha brought by a large Los Angeles Times and a highlighter, and she sat me down and she forced me to kind of go through and highlight the activities I would be willing to do, and then we made a spreadsheet. That was cute.
Hey, you can make fun of me, but it was a cool way to live.
No, it's true. What did we do our first few dates? We watched movies. We went
to parties, and I don't know.
We didn't do anything that romantic, did we?
People used to have more parties, I guess.
They did? They're having a party right now. She's at a party.
She's at a party in Connecticut where they're also taking turns taking care of an infant. That is not a party.
No, but I like a combination of Natasha and because I actually think the question under your question, we gotta go. But I think the question under your question is, how do you find fun in dating without using what you're used to using to make it fun, which is an artificial fun maker, which is pouring alcohol on top of it? How can you feel comfortable being yourself, getting out there, being silly, having a good time without alcohol? And I think that the answer to that is practice. I think you got to try some stuff. Date a sober guy. Make a plan that doesn't involve alcohol.
And make a plan in the day and something that's like where you're doing something. That's why it's like you really can't drink alcohol while you're walking.
Right.
Like unless you're in like New Orleans or something.
Yeah. In which case it's a law, I guess. It's a municipal law. And you have to have a brass instrument as well.
Yeah.
You have to pour a hurricane into a French horn, and then it spirals around and you drink it that way.
But yeah, just try to use the World Wide Web to find out what some cool things that are happening in New York. I love that idea.
I have, there's different calendars that pop up that I can
and get your tickets for it. And then what I used to do is I would get tickets to something that seemed fun and then figure out who I was going to ask. And I'd be like, remember I invited you to like Book of Mormon? Like I had just bought some tickets, like if there's like an outdoor thing, because things sell out, and I don't know. It's like if something sounds really cool.
And there's a lot more live comedy now, so that can
Yeah.
be a thing again.
Get your tickets to some comedy shows. You can, and even if you bring a girlfriend, you can meet people at these things. So like, and then you meet people who have the same sense of humor as you. Like that's why like going out to things like you kind of are, you know, that's why it was when Moshe and I met, we already knew that we had a lot in common. You know, that's what you were looking for, people who have something in common with you. That's why, you know, I think finding activities is good.
And we have something in common with you, which is that we have a child that needs our attention. So we gotta go.
Okay, well, good luck.
Good luck out there.
Thank you so much. This was
Thank you.
fantastic.
Nice talking to you.
Hun.
Nice talking to you too.
Well, Tosh.
Hey, Moshe, have fun with your QR codes. I like things on paper. I like going out to dinner with my friends and not everyone then staring at their phones to get the QR code for the menu. And then they start checking their texts and then their emails and then no one's talking. And then we all look at the news and then we all remember that we're living in hell once again. And then the waiter says, "Can I take your order?" And then you haven't even looked at the person you're at your dinner with.
Well, I just like QR codes. I think they're awesome, very convenient. When I want to Venmo someone, I just point my phone at it.
Is that true? I don't Venmo people.
You should. It's really awesome. In fact, you should Venmo me for my birthday, since you forgot to get me a gift. After years of giving me shit and saying that I don't pay enough attention to your birthday, you didn't even remember that it was my birthday.
That's not true exactly.
And I love that.
It's not true
That makes
exactly.
me very happy.
Why does that make you very happy?
Because you know what? It's just a little bit of ammunition for the future. It's
I don't
fodder
like
for the
that.
future. Fodder for the future.
Okay, well, back to defending myself one last time.
Yeah.
I don't like having to stare at my phone. I like looking at a piece. I think it's okay to want to like have a calendar, you know?
I'm not saying that it's not. All I'm saying is all that information is now on the internet. So it doesn't make sense to go to the But
the internet can only tell you things that you put in. What the magazines would do is give you ideas.
Well, honey,
You can't really get ideas.
no, my point is that looking up things to do in Manhattan this week is the same as opening the newspaper to the things happening in Manhattan this week page.
Okay.
It's just a different interface.
I guess you could subscribe to the Sunday New York Times. Then you have the calendar section, and then you can find out things that are coming.
Boom.
Okay, thank you. If you want to give us a call at 213-222-8608.
And leave your own secret.
Or you can email us with a question and then we will call you back. endlesshoneymoonpod@gmail.com. And also follow our Instagram, Endless Honeymoon Pod. And also all this is on YouTube because
We want you to see us.
we're all lazy.
And if you would
that's
like
the
to see
easiest
me, don't forget, I'm going to be in Portland at Helium, July the 15th through the 17th.
Yes!
The one and only former guest of this podcast, Brent Weinbach, is coming to Portland with me.
And
So
I'm going to
get
be
your
having a
tickets.
ladies' night that whole weekend. I'm going to have a 3-day fete.
You should have a
I'm
fete.
going to have like 4 friends spend the night.
I
I'll
love
be like,
that idea.
Moshe's out of town.
Bringing home the bacon.
We'll take turns taking care of my baby.
I love it. Tosh,
Yes.
not only do I love it, but I love you.
I love you too.